Bills' offense improved tremendously under Greg Roman in 2015, but I think they can improve even more with the addition of a wide receiver. According to the advanced stats site Football Outsiders, the Bills were ranked as one of the worst teams for 3 and outs. Part of that reason was the inability to convert third downs through the air. The passing offense was boom or bust, and the Bills need to find ways to extend drives. One player in this draft that can boost offensive production is Baylor University's Corey Coleman. In 2015, Coleman led the nation in receiving touchdowns with 20. He compiled 74 catches for 1,363 yards in Baylor's up-tempo spread attack. He's a guy that was used all over the field, outside the numbers, in the slot, and even in the backfield. He's a 4.3 40 guy, but he doesn't just possess linear speed. He has the quicks and the stop and go needed to be a dangerous guy in the NFL with the ball in his hands. In base sets for the Bills, he could be trouble for defensive backs. Players have to respect his deep ball ability, so they tend to play off coverage. Well, that allows him to catch some easy balls and show off his magic after the catch. He is one of the few receivers in this draft that can make the first guy miss. Greg Roman's passing attack isn't the most diverse scheme. He relies on the athleticism of his players to get open. That's why Harvin and Watkins are perfect for the scheme. Coleman fits that type of player. His athletic talent gets him open and he creates after the catch. On this play, he runs a simple 7-yard hitch, makes the first guy miss, shows fantastic peripheral vision to make the second guy miss, and turns it into a 30-yard gain. He's just an absolute explosive player with the ball in his hands, and could be a tremendous chain mover for the Bills' offense. He didn't run a full route tree at Baylor, but one of his specialties is a slant route. Check out the slant stop on this play. The defensive back overcommits to the tackle, and Coleman makes him pay. The receiver is no match for the DB. Coleman plants his foot into the ground. The DB breaks on the ball, but takes a bad angle, and it puts him out of position. So Corey Coleman makes a miss for the touchdown. Coleman was an explosive player at the collegiate level. According to the Real Football Network, he had 20 explosive plays in 2015, which was the 3rd most in the nation. He put up 14 catches for 592 yards and 8 touchdowns on plays over 20 yards. He is a home run hitter. On deep balls, he is able to track the ball really well over both shoulders while maintaining his speed. Coleman consistently faced bracket coverage. On this play, he gets rerouted, he works back to his stem, locates the ball, and goes and gets it. As the field shrinks, his game becomes even more dangerous. He had 9 red zone touchdowns in 2015, which was 3rd in the nation. The wide receiver does have some minor weaknesses. When teams were fearless and attempted to press him, Coleman struggled to get into his route. He was redirected quite easily on this route. The defender gets physical and then uses the boundary as a second defender. Same thing on this play. He gets forced to the sideline and he leaves no room for his QB to fit the ball in there. But if a team decides to press him and it's ineffective, Coleman can make them pay. He does just that on this 42-yard catch. He's a big fan of Steve Smith, and he shows similar feistiness as a player. Here he is unaffected by the physical coverage, he fights it off and gets a good game. His suddenness allows him to win versus press coverage more times than not. Here he makes the DB look silly from the jump. With the ball on the right hash, the defender aligns inside to take away the slant route. Coleman makes it look like he's going to release outside by pushing off his right foot, but as the DB puts his hands on him, he swipes the defender and smoothly transitions to the slant route for the touchdown. If defenders are caught sleeping in press coverage, he makes them pay. Teams like to play off coverage to prevent the deep ball, but he was still able to torch them. According to the Real Football Network, he averaged 18.4 yards per catch. He faced a lot of double teams and bracket coverage in 2015, but that didn't prevent him from producing. He was able to read what the first level defender was giving him, so he would take it and make it a chunk play. He feasted on one-on-one coverage. With no help from underneath linebackers, it was too easy, which is why he was targeted 125 times in 2015. One of Coleman's weaknesses is that he is more of a body catcher. This led to a lot of drops in traffic. In 2015, he dropped 10 passes. He does a good job of working back to the ball in this play, but lets the pass get into his body. On this play versus the 4th-ranked team in the country, Coleman fails to bring the long ball in. He dropped 2 passes in this game alone. He doesn't have the softest hands, but I don't think that he'd struggle to catch passes from Tyrod Taylor. I believe with most of the talent on the defensive side of the ball in the 2016 draft, the Bills should draft a skill position player. The Biletnikoff winner from 2015, Corey Coleman, would be a great pick. He's a guy that Roman can use all over the field and can even put back deep as a return guy. He consistently wins the routes at the line of scrimmage and has the quickness to separate at the top of the route. He will need some coaching up when it comes to the route tree, but I believe part of the reason why he didn't run many routes at Baylor was the offensive scheme. The Bills team as a whole would benefit from an explosive offensive player early in this draft. He will help the offense improve and keep the defense off the field, leading to more points for a franchise hungry for wins.